Hi guys, happy Monday. Ready to do some Pilates with me today in the living room. We have like a kind of a short enough little routine today that focuses a lot on your upper body, your posture. If you're working at your desk or you're outside in the garden today and you just feel like you want to loosen up into your upper back a little bit, up into your neck, strengthen that area, tone it up a little bit as well with the arms. So all we need today is we're going to do the warm-up seated. So you can do this warm-up sitting at your desk, sitting on a Swiss ball. I've got one up here, that's what I'm pointing at. Sitting on a Swiss ball, sitting on a chair, sitting on the sofa, sitting like I'm going to do cross-legged on your mat on the floor. You can also do this one standing up if you prefer. So all we're going to need today is your usual little small ball, if you have one. You know, you can use a rolled up towel or even one of the kids, like a beach ball or something like, not a heavy basketball or a football. It's a little bit too heavy, but something that the kids play with. And your exercise band. That's all we're going to use today. If you want to, you can bring your foam roller over just to sit on it. If you prefer, if you're more comfortable sitting up on something rather than sitting flat on the floor when you're doing your movements, I might bring that over. So let's get started with it. We're going to start with your warm-up, just to warm up into the upper body. So I'm going to scoot over here to the mat. This foam roller as well while we're at it. Okay, so if you prefer to sit on something when you're sitting on the mat, if you feel that you can maintain your posture better, sit up onto your foam roller. You don't have to, of course. And as I said, you can do this one seated on your Swiss ball. You can do it seated at the desk, even kitchen chair, whichever. So, okay, so starting by lifting and lengthening up through the tips of your ears, crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Relax through your shoulders. Cross your legs in front, or you can have them straight out in front, whichever you're more comfortable with. Let me get comfy. And get your sitting bones down onto the floor or onto your seat or onto your ball. Lift tall out of your waist, and we're going to focus a little bit on your breathing. So think of your favorite smell, breathe it in through your nose. And then let that breath out through your mouth. Remember to relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Let your tongue drop to the bottom of your mouth when you're exhaling. So we're going to go again, slow inhale in. And breathe it out. And again, slow, deep breath in, sending the breath wide into the back and the sides of your rib cage. And exhale, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, let your tongue drop to the bottom of your mouth. Okay, let's add a little bit of movement to it. So focusing on your sit bones if you're seated, if you're standing on your feet, lean into one side and then over to the other. So inhale one side, exhale, shift your weight over to the other side. So in my case, I'm shifting into my sitting bones, the bones in my bottom that are at the lower part of your pelvis and that are pressing into whatever you're sitting on. One more each side. And shift. And then allow your body weight to settle as evenly as you can through both of them. So if you're standing, that's your feet. If you're seated, it's your sit bones. From here, we're going to lean forward and then bring it back. So these are very small little subtle movements. Forward and back. Good, forward and back. And one more. And back, and then let your body weight settle over the if you're standing, over the arch of your foot, if you're on your sit bones, right in the center of those sit bones, and then lift up tall out of your waist. So it's a feeling of the tips of your ears, the crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling, elongating your spine and sending your breath, this time focusing on sending the breath wide into the back and the sides of your rib cage. And exhale. I'm going to tilt your pelvis now. Roll, curl your tailbone under, send it back. Tuck under and send it back. Now normally I'd say you can do these movements a little bit faster, run through the routine a little bit faster. But today let's just give it a little bit of time on each thing. You know, if it's different, obviously, if you've only got a certain amount of time on your lunch break and you're rushing through it to get back to work. But for a lot of us at the moment, that's not something that we have to worry about so much. So take the time to actually breathe with the movement and feel the movement. So in this case, I'm tilting my pelvis, curling the tailbone under, sending it back, pushing the pubic bone forward, and then drawing it back, and feeling how that movement is basically how it feels in my lower back in particular, but other places too. How does it feel in your neck and shoulders? Is it affecting anything, or does it feel really smooth? If it feels smooth, great. Come center, try and go halfway between the two of those extremes. So you're not tucking under, you're equally not pushing your butt back, you're kind of halfway. So there again, you're on those sitting bones, lift up out of them. Reach up, lengthen through the sides of your waist. So now we've got up to the upper body. And this time we're going to really squeeze tight, tight, tight with your trapezius muscles, the muscles that lift up your shoulders, and then let them go. So it's a big squeeze as you inhale, exhale, drop. Squeeze and release. And one more, squeeze, 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 and drop. One shoulder at a time, lift, release it, other side, lift, and drop. And drop, one more each side, squeeze up, let it go, other side, squeeze, and let it go. Now I'm going to shake out with your hands. So think about shaking the muscle and the soft tissue on the bone, giving a little shake in through the hands. I have issues with my thumb on my right hand. I have probably a little bit of arthritis there and repetitive strain from using the phone. So when I shake with this, I really feel sore there. I can feel the soreness. I mean, it's not terribly painful, but I'm aware of it. So a lot of the time during the day, especially if I'm using the phone a lot, I'll just do this, shake out the hands. It's amazing, the feeling. It just lets the soft tissue, it encourages it to let go. Okay, and already I don't feel the pain in the thumb anymore. Up along the your forearms this time. So up into these muscles here in the lower part of your arm. Shake, shake, shake. Little cracks happening and everything in mine. And then come up over your elbows. And now we're getting into bigger muscle groups, the trapezius and the bicep up in the upper arm. Shaking. And then try and get up into your upper back and your muscles up there. Shake them out, because that's where a lot of the tension is held. Now, relax it. Now, having given it that bit of attention, you'll sometimes find it tingly, which is quite a nice feeling. Round forward and quite normal, and back. So you're going to bring it forward and open, press back. As I was saying, if you just join me at the start of this, that this is something you could do even seated at your desk. If you're doing a lot of work from home, you're at your computer a lot, you know, just taking a couple of 10 minutes, 15 minutes out every now and then to go through this little routine, you can do it seated on your chair. Okay, halfway, and rotations this time, all the way forward, all the way back. 2 more. 1 more. Face the inside of your arms into your body, just your shoulders this time, and back. Round forward and open back. 2 more. And 1 more. And then wide across your collarbone, trace a little circle with your nose. And reverse it. And then put your nose into the center of the circle and nod up and down with your chin for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Chin stays lifted, slide straight in and out. 2 more and 1 more. Draw in, inhale center, exhale, look over to one side, bring it back to the middle and look over to the other side. Enter. And then bring it back center, ear to your shoulder this time. Come back up, other side. Gentle with this one. Lengthen up tall from your waist. Lift, don't let yourself sink at this stage. And especially the neck, lengthen before you stretch it. And reach. Good, bring it back center, ear to your shoulder, little quarter circle brings your chin to your chest. You're looking down at the floor. Lift straight back up. And other side the same. Good, bring it straight back up. And we're going to bring your shoulders up to your ears. Mount them slowly down. Shrug up and slide down. 2 more. 1 more. All the way up and all the way down. Perfect. Now let's focus on your Pilates breathing. So sitting tall, get yourself comfortable. Tactile cue yourself by placing your hands either side of your lower rib cage. Take an inhale wide into the back and the sides of your ribs. Hold it for a second or 2 and then breathe it out. Hold. Breathe it in, hold it for a second or 2 and slowly out. Hold. Inhale. And really get that feeling of making your waist smaller, scooping in your abdominals as you breathe in out. Contract and control your core as you exhale. Let's try a couple of less focused, less deep breaths. More bringing it back into a more normal breathing pattern that we can use when you're doing your actual movements. So send in your breath wide, back and sides of the ribs. And then make your waist smaller. Squeeze in tight as you exhale. Couple of little things to add to this. Let's think about drawing up from your sit bones, up through the floor of the pelvis and deeply pulling in. So it's a feeling of breathing wide into the back and the sides of your rib cage, but also breathing wide into your pelvis almost. And then draw up and in as you exhale. 1 more, just breathing before we start moving. And draw up and in. Perfect. Okay, so as I was saying, it was going to be an upper body kind of little routine today. So grab your exercise band or your pair of tights or whatever it is you use for the bands in these classes. And we're going to wrap the band around the ball of your foot and your toes. Now, if you find it hard to keep your feet in this position, you can also always grab a chair or something that you can wrap the band around in front of you. If it's just awkward to have your feet like this, I think you can see mine, where the heels are pushing into the floor, the band is around the foot, in particular around the ball of your foot and toes, just keep a nice control in it. And your knees are bending. You can straighten them if you want to, but if you find that makes your posture, makes you go into a kind of a C-shaped position, then keep the knees soft, keep the hamstrings out of it so much. If you're very flexible in your hamstrings, you can stretch your legs straight out as long as you can maintain that lovely long lengthened spine. Hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can go to the side for you to see. So you don't want to go into this stretched leg position where you suddenly go into rounded. You want to stay lengthening up, lifting up out of your waist, shoulders relaxed and sliding down. So if that means bending up the knees like this, go with it. Okay, let me make sure that I don't fall off the foam roller. And also, if you join me after I started the class, you don't have to sit on the foam roller. I'm just sitting up on it today just to show that it can be done. But you can just be sitting on the mat, that's fine as well. Okay, so we're going to start off with your upper back. Pullbacks. These are all very similar upper body movements that we would do on the Pilates Reformer in the studio. So the first one is pullback. The knuckles are pointing down. We get into shot. Knuckles are down, arms are out wide, your elbows are straight, and your wrists are pretty much in neutral. Relax through your shoulders. Take a big deep breath wide into the back and the sides of your rib cage. Exhale, pull straight back. Inhale forward. Now notice that my elbows aren't bending. Inhale forward, navel to spine lengthen. Make your waist smaller as you pull back. Arms are straight. So if you're doing this movement with the straight arm position, knuckles pointing towards the mat, then you should be feeling it in your upper back and the back of your shoulders. Notice the shoulders are sliding down. Get my hair out of the way. My shoulders are sliding down. Be very careful that you don't do this to start the movement. Keep the trapezius muscle out of it. Keep your shoulder shrugs out of it for this one. Shoulders stay down. Ribs are in. Connect the ribs. Connect the abdominal muscles. Make your waist smaller as you're pulling back. Let's do 8 of them. Four more. One more. And now hold back there, straight arms and little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax, a little shoulder roll and reverse that. And we're going to go straight into biceps, the front of your arm. So make your band a little bit stronger, so you give yourself more slack, in other words, shorter band. Lift up through the crown of your head, the tips of your ears towards the ceiling. Lengthen through your spine in that neutral position. Connect your ribs, connect the abdominals, engage them. You're making your waist smaller every time you exhale. So take an inhale to prepare, exhale, squeeze it up. Inhale forward, exhale, squeeze. Stretch out and then squeeze up. Inhale. Tighten your navel to your spine. We're going to go for 8. Focus on your posture. The main objective for these movements, yes, we're working the bicep a little bit. We've got a bit of resistance there. But the main focus from a Pilates point of view is that you're using your Pilates principles. You're staying centered. You're controlling the movement. The band isn't controlling you. Hold it up there and you're focused on your breath. Little squeezes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, shoulder roll again. Now, upright row. So my elbows are very slightly, as you can see, lower than my shoulders. Shoulders are sliding down, lifting up tall through the tips of your ears, the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Inhaling again here to prepare. Exhale, pull straight back. So with this one, you've got to really focus on your abdominal connection here, because when you pull your elbows back, there's a temptation to go out of neutral and into an overly extended spine. So keep neutral in your spine. Focus on squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other, elbows going straight back and forward, and very focused on tightening your, contracting your tummy muscles, contracting your abdominals, consciously contracting them as you're exhaling. Let's go for 8 of them. Lengthening up tall, keep the spine elongated. Keep an even amount of weight through both sit bones. 4 more. Last one. And now little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. Shoulder roll, reverse. Triceps, the back of your arms. We did the front of the arm, the biceps. We've worked on your upper back and your shoulders. Now it's time to focus a little bit on your triceps. So we're bringing your elbows back behind your body almost. So they're not here at the side anymore. Notice how I brought them back behind. Shoulders are sliding down. I'm still keeping that connection with the abdominals on my rib cage. I'm not allowing the ribs to flare out, keeping them connected. Elbows come back. And with this one, because it's a tough enough exercise, you don't want to make the band too tight, too strong. So you've got less slack at the end. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend my arms back towards the sofa behind me or the wall behind you. Inhale in, exhale, press it back. And pushing. So I'm pushing my hand, the side of my hand, the side of my fist back towards the sofa. But you notice how the upper arm isn't moving that much. The upper arm stays stable. Okay, 8 more. Okay, lifting out of your waist. Four more. Three more. Two more. Last one. Press it back for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. Little shoulder roll and reverse. Good, we're going to go through that routine again, a little bit faster, a little bit less me talking and more moving. So basically we're going to go for 8 repetitions of each of those 4 exercises. And what I would suggest to you is normally I do the 2 rounds in a class. But you can always make more rounds of it. So you can bring it into that same little routine 3 times, 4 times, whatever you want to do, whatever you have time for. So we're going to start off with your pullbacks. Arms are straight, lift up tall, inhale to prepare, exhale, pull straight back. Inhale forward, pull it straight back. Four more. Little pulses for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it, going straight into your biceps. Make the band a little bit tougher, a bit harder to do. Elbows out wide. Inhale, exhale, squeeze it up. Four more. Pulses for 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, upright row. Elbows just a little bit lower than your shoulders. Lift up tall, navel to spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale back. Pulses. 8. And triceps. Kickbacks. I'm going to be a little bit easier on myself and give myself more band. Elbows back behind, lifting tall. Pulses. 8, 3, 2, 1. Relax it. Shoulder roll. Reverse it. So we got the blood pumping around the upper body. Now let's stretch out your legs while we're here. Extend out with your legs. Stretch them out. Point and flex at the toes. Still maintaining your tall, elongated spine. Long posture, looking straight ahead. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toes to your nose. Push through the heels. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then from here, use your band. Walk your hands down a little bit along the band so you've got a lot more slack. Lift up tall out of your waist. And bring your chest towards your knees. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale up. And exhale down. So I'm bringing my chest towards my knees rather than my forehead towards my shins. One more, we're going to hold down there this time, pushing through the heels, toes towards your nose, chest towards your knees. Hold that there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it back up. Leave one foot in the band. The other foot comes in alongside the other thigh. Knee opens out to the side. Sitting tall. Same thing, we're going to inhale, bring your chest towards your knee. So I'm folding at the hip to bring the chest towards the knee. It's not a rounding spine stretch. It's more of a hamstring stretch. 2 more. And 1 more. And then hold out there, relax through your shoulders, hold it there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect, bring it up, swap feet, other foot into the band. It comes in, push through your heels, sit up tall. Inhale and exhaling forward. Chest towards the knees, knee. Two more. Relax your shoulders, lengthen through the crown of your head, tips of your ears. Bring it forward and hold in position. Push through the heels, toes towards your nose. Hold that stretch for 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring it up and off with your band. Off with the band, guys. Couple of little shoulder rolls. So that's your very short little lunchtime messages coming in. Upper body routine. As I said, you can do it at your desk. You can do it sitting out in the garden today. As long as you have an exercise band. That's all you need. You don't, as I said, you don't even need something to sit on. Okay, let's hug in around your upper back. Big deep breath in between your shoulder blades. Swap it over. Hands back behind your tailbone. Reach back with your knuckles. And reach. Look up towards the ceiling if you're comfortable to. If that's too much, just stay looking forward. Good, relax it. And then hands in front, chin towards your chest, reach it out. Really scoop in your abdominals. Relax out of it. Let's do another little shake up through the hands. Should feel a little bit looser. Up through your forearms, up over your elbows, shoulders, upper back. Perfect. And you're all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you have a lovely day, and I shall see you on Instagram tomorrow. So remember, tomorrow is the Tuesday's Instagram day. So if you can join me on Instagram, great. And if not, I shall see you on Wednesday, right here, same time, same place. Have a great day.